Absolutely not. This is a common misconception. The Supreme Court did not say it's okay to racially profile people. It didn't say that. What happened was a judge in the Northern District of California, Judge Frippon, responding to a lawsuit, said, you know what? Most likely I'm going to rule in your favor. But in the meantime, while we're doing, lawsuits take a lot of time. They're exchanging documents, there's depositions, there's hearings, just back and forth. It could take forever. So she said, you know what? While we're doing this, I'm going to stop you from doing it right now because ultimately you're going to lose because the balance of interest, it looks like it's clearly unconstitutional, violates the Fourth Amendment process. There's already cases that says you can't do this in a stop and frisk matter. Remember police in Chicago, New York, and black and brown cities used to do this and a judge, they don't do that anymore because the court said you can't do it. It's violation of Fourth Amendment. It's the same thing. So she says more likely you're going to win. But in the meantime, while I'm deliberating, I'm going to stop you. So that's what she did. So then the Trump administration said, she can't stop us. The case isn't even finished yet. She can't stop us when we gotta wait till the case finished. So that's what the Supreme Court said, agreed. They said, yeah, she can't stop you while the case is deliberating. They didn't say, you're right. They said she can't stop you while the case is deliberating. So at some point soon, she's going to finish. When she finishes, then they can't do that anymore. In which case, if Donald Trump wants to, they can appeal to the Court of Appeals with the Ninth Circuit. The Ninth Circuit is very liberal, more likely going to agree with her. Then at that point, the Trump administration can go to the Supreme Court. At that point, the Supreme Court is going to have before them, can Donald Trump racially profile? And then they have the opportunity for them to say, no, you can't do that. If the Supreme Court says that, then that stops racial profiling for the entire thing. All the things that they're doing right now can end. Right now, the Supreme Court, at some point, there's a path for the Supreme Court to say definitively that all this racial profiling they're doing is against the law and to stop every single thing. So at some point, but here's the thing, when that judge says Trump can't do that and he appeals to the Court of Appeals, what can happen is they can decide not to rise to the Supreme Court, which case what's going to have to happen, and this is something that I'm going to tell you in my private communities because I don't want to put the secrets out. So if you're in my private communities, I'm going to follow up this video later on. I don't want to be sharing my secrets. So yeah, just let you know right now, the Supreme Court did not say that. They have not said that. They have not addressed, it has not been before them. The Supreme Court can't make decisions, can't just say stuff. Someone has to bring a lawsuit. And pursuant to lawsuit, when it comes up naturally or it comes up the way some lawsuits can come straight to the Supreme Court, like disputes between the states, treaties, people like a state execution, some things go straight to the Supreme Court because they don't have time to go through the other way. Or just the Constitution just says some things go straight to the Supreme Court. So other than folks stuff to go straight to the Supreme Court, it takes a long time. But they can't just say stuff. So it could be a time to come when the Supreme Court is going to tell Donald Trump, stop all this shit. So they have the power. If they illegal, each one teach one. I hope to help.